about listening with new ears. It's listening to everybody with new ears. So not projecting, not judging, not assuming. Now that is really difficult for the mind. The mind is really, really quick to quickly go to something and quickly make an assumption, you know, coming often from our own wounding. We'll want to be safe, so we'll want to quickly kind of assume something about somebody, make something up, judge them, not judge them, be a certain way. Intentional dialogue is listening with new ears. So if you can just think in terms of, you know, not ever having known what the person said or will say, not anticipating what they say, really, really listening. That is the intentional dialogue, essentially seeing with new eyes. So seeing this person in front of you, if you've never seen them before, whether it's someone you've had a 31-year friendship with, or you know, someone you've known for 61 years, like I have Wens. So you go and greet them and meet them as if you've never seen them before. Listen to them as if you've never heard them before. You've got no assumptions, you've got nothing from the past. And it makes such a magical thing, because the mind really is limited. And the mind's wants to keep things safe, wants to keep everything. Another Shakespeare quote is, nothing is good or bad in this world, but the thinking makes it so. That quite accurately, yes. And I think that was from Hamlet, wasn't it? Yeah. And it's Shakespeare says a lot of very actual truths, because it is the mind that is making things, you know, making things up, making it okay, making it not okay. Whereas if we're completely present and we're here, and in this moment, we can heal the past and we can create a completely different future. We're making up the future now in this present moment. There's only actually now, everything's now. And of course, that's the ultimate, is the absolute presence, to be with the person in front of us and without judgment, without making any assumptions. There's also, we won't necessarily practice, we might when we're in smaller groups, but it's about validating that person, what they're saying. So really crossing the bridge into their world. So if it's an experience you've never had before, not going, oh, that must be, but bare feet, for instance, goodness me, people project with that because they get the feeling of their own feet on the ground. And, oh, that must be awful. Or the barefooters go, of course, it's the only thing you're meant to do is going without shoes. And they get terribly disappointed if I put shoes on my feet. They really do. And then I thought, you know, so ultimately projection is not listening to somebody and then being in your shoes and go, oh, that must be horrible, or oh, that must be difficult. It's stretching and getting into their shoes, listening to what they're saying and asking questions about their experience. And then you can ask the questions, you know, oh, well, I you know, what's it like being 3,000 meters up on the edge of a glacier? To someone who loves mountain climbing is different to me when I was running a race there. It was the most terrifying experience of my life. So there'll be different, you know, and someone might, well, why are you scared? I go up mountains all the time. Or I go, how can you do it? You know, whereas actually if we listen, we get to really, really learn about people, and it's limitless and it's exciting, much more exciting than projecting. So then you validate their experience. Oh, right, okay. So if I'm in your shoes, that makes sense that would be your experience, not jumping to your experience in your shoes, in their life. And then it's empathizing, trying to empathize, getting into, and everybody can empathize, we can all do it. Doesn't matter. All of this, you know, we are all one. So if we really did this, it doesn't matter, color, creed, race, experience, class, anything, it is irrelevant. We really, really could all meet each other if we really, truly wanted. I absolutely know it. We don't have to, you know, people project all the time, unfortunately. But if we genuinely, about clearing the barriers within ourselves, we can meet absolutely everybody and we can listen to their experience and really try with every bone in our being to be them in their shoes. And then we can empathize. And I absolutely know it's possible, because I know that not everybody has the awareness of an eternal spirit, but I'm absolutely know and experienced, obviously most of you know I left my body 5 years ago now, and I had the experience of myself with no body, no mind, and I know that eternal spirit. I experienced the beyond, and I'd known it before. There's a Rumi poem that says, what does it say? No, I can't remember my quotes well, but it's when we lie down in the field, there is no there is not even a sense of each other. And I remember then when I was about 40 and read that poem going, oh, I'm not sure about that. I was kind of knew I was still attached to my body. But as the years went by, I cleared the attachment. And in leaving my body, I experienced that oneness and wholeness and feel my spirit free. And of course, that means that we are likely all to have been every colour skin, every creed, every experience. We've been poor, we've been rich, we've had all these experiences, and they're all within our being. And so therefore, when we meet other people, it's all within us. So all we need to do is surrender our identifications, surrender our identifications to things, our conditionings, our beliefs, suspend it all, or surrender it, or drop it, or just drop it and listen to what's going on in front of you. And that would be how we can do it. We can go and heal the world on our own, because actually it only takes, somebody being a light onto themselves to make the difference as we bob around. Our energy field is out around us, and it's making a difference everywhere we go. That's why if we're out in the world, it's being really conscious. If we feel irritable, clear it. If we feel cross, clear it. If we feel grumpy, clear it, because we are making a difference to ourselves and everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice some intentional dialogue, but I thought to just again experience that oneness of being the eternal, the divinity that's within us all. The Om sound, A-U-M, it comes from the belly, and it comes up to the third eye. So it comes up through the chest into the third eye. It's the whole body vibration. It's the sound of all creation, and everything can manifest from that sound. So we are consciousness manifesting, experiencing ourselves. So that sound is the sound of creation. And if we